Love it. Okay, I have to get into this. The Acts Church experience.
Yes.
Number one, aside from listening to the Walls group, I listen to your YouTube worship spontaneous things all the time. And I'm waiting for your worship album, number one. My favorite one that you do on YouTube is Name Above All Names. Like there was one day it was playing for 24 hours. Like
That's a good one.
that's the best one. But tell us about the Acts Church. Like, how was that born? Where did the idea come from? What is the purpose? How is it going?
Acts Church is my baby, man. It's a baby that I didn't even want. That's what's so funny. But the first Sunday in COVID, when everybody couldn't go to church here in the U.S., God was like, get up. So what happened, let me start here. But what happened was in February, before COVID became a thing, I left my church that I was at. God told me to leave. He was like, it's your last Sunday. You're done. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm about to like travel this year. I'm going to go to all the churches I want to go to. I'm going to go to Live Church. I'm going to go to Bethel. I'm going to go to Elevation. I'm going to go to all the churches I like this year and just be off. Thank you, God. You love me. No. Who knew
on your TV
COVID was coming? And who knew that he was going to have me do this? So the first Sunday that we couldn't go to church, he woke me up and he was like, I need you to watch some churches today. And I was like, no, what do you mean? I'm not going to watch nothing. And he was like, I need you to get up and go watch some online churches today. So I did. And I watched 2 online church services. And when I watched them, I was very disappointed. And I could also feel the disappointment of God and how people were changing who they were or how they operated or what was going on. And God was like, what is that? And I was like, what is happening? Why are you explaining to people what's happening? Or why are you changing? Or there's no God in this at all. And I was like, man, that made me feel bad. And God was like, come sit with me for a while. So I sat with God and he was like, this is what I want you to do. He took me to Malachi chapter 3, where it talks about there were a group of people who would gather in their homes, and when they would gather, they would fear the Lord. And in that text, it talks about fear meaning to revere him. And because they revered him, there was a book of remembrance written about them. And he said, and the Lord remembered them. And then in Acts, it talks about people gathering in their homes, and the apostles are doing miracles and signs and wonders because they gathered and revered the Lord, he multiplied them, right, and he blessed them. And God was like, this is what I want you to do. And I was like, how? Like, why am I supposed to do that? And he's like, just do what I actually do. So I text 3 of my friends who sing with me, and I was like, can y'all come with me and do something? And they was like, cool. And then my MD came and we sat right here, this living room, and we just sang for 2 hours and worshiped for 2 hours. And it was super powerful. And then after it was over, God was like, you're going to do this every Sunday. I said, you're a joke. And I will not be doing this every Sunday. I got things to do. Right? He was like, you will be doing this every Sunday. And I've been doing it every Sunday since. And it has blessed my entire life. Because of it, I now have fully started walking into my pastoral role.
Oh, wow.
And it's weird, but it's fun. I get a chance to do something I've never done before. I'm scared of it, but I'm excited about it all at the same time because people are really being blessed and I'm being blessed. And with this, God said to me, he was like, I want to show you how to be faithful to something that belongs to you instead of being faithful to something that belongs to someone else.
That's deep.
And here we are. Acts Church is here.
So
thriving virtually, but it's thriving, having a good time.
I love it. I was just going to ask, you said you started in March. So how has it evolved over the past few months, going from your living room to now? It looks like you have like a full-on set. I assume that kind of evolved over time, or maybe that's just.
And for those who never seen it, what's your where's the platform? Where can we,
So we do Acts Church Raw all the Sundays out of the month, but then there's one Sunday which is the last Sunday of the month. We do Acts Church, the Act of Pursuit, which is Acts Church Live. So when you see me on a set,
That's the final
it'll be
Sunday
once
of
a
the
month.
month.
We'll have the band and the singers
Okay.
and everybody, and we'll have a whole situation once a month.
I see.
But other than that, you'll see me on Instagram Live like this, singing and playing and prophesying
Okay.
and letting the Lord have his way and giving words. We do communion. We have a good time at Acts Church. But it's grown because it started off like 100 people and start off like 102 people. And now it's at a point where now you'll see numbers like 500 to 1,000 to something. I'm like, wow, this is insane. Like, I didn't understand that this was a thing, that people were like, man, I needed this. You don't know that I can't go to a church service and this is good for me, where people are like, how can I sow? How can I tithe? How can I'm like, what are you talking about? Wait. Everybody calm down because no. And then my home pastor sat with me. He said, so you ready? I said, no, what are you talking about? And he was like, are you ready? Because this is the call in your life. And it's going to be different. It's not going to be like everybody else's. You're not going to have a building like everybody else. You're not going to, but this is the job that God has placed on you. And if that, you have to say yes.
Okay.
So I said, okay. So then now I'm an ordained, I'm ordained to do this.
Okay, we're going to
Beautiful.
stop right there. We're going to play a song, and we're going to come back to this because I got some more questions
Praise
about
God.
this, and we're going to go in. We're going in, all right? So what are we playing?
Oh, another one.
Yeah.
My Worship, the Walls Group.
Here we go on Powerhouse Radio. Let's go.